Right, let's go. Qualifying fan watch along. Let me get the Chatteroony up. Oh, man. Honestly, I sit down and I press the button. Like, there's no preparation. Who we got in the house? Isabel Perflug's here. Formula fan. Stop using AI. Stop using. Welcome, Nicola Diduza. Walmart in the house as well. Looking forward to Bear Men. They're multiplying because it gives me curious something to talk about. In next, who saw the F1 podcast? We need to come up with a name. So there's 59 minutes till qualifying. Don't worry. Oh, I need to change it. Ain't free. Oh goodness me. Hang on a second. What's this amateur hour? What's this? Amateur. Nice. There we go. Do we need to get it sort of in the middle? Kiefer predicts Hamilton P6. Chai is on the way home, excited for quali. Fitbit says Bearman for president. It's escalating. It's escalating. Bearman for Earth presidency. How many wins till quali? 58 minutes, but we'll get a timer up when there's 40 minutes to go. Bang bang, what's happened? Bang bang, and the dirt is gone. Yeah, some gifted memberships came in. So maybe you've got yourself you've picked up a gifted. So here we go. Here we have the timings from FP3. So I like to do FP3 because I like to feel the dynamic, right? So we can go through now. We can feel that dynamic together. So Max Verstappen, remember, he went in the 128s before anyone else, but he went out on a soft tyre. This is before the big Guan Yu Zhou crash. But then at the end of the session, there about 3 minutes, they green flagged it, and pretty much everyone was able to do a fast lap. One fast lap on the soft tyre. So we have got some broadly now representative times, although you can note that it is over 1.5 seconds between Max Verstappen and Valtteri Bottas. Yeah, definitely hit the like button, everyone. And Walmart prediction: Verstappen, Leclerc, Alonso, Perez, Russell. Screenshot that. Someone screenshot that and put it in the Discord, and we'll see how accurate or not that was. Yeah, big gap between the teams. But we start at the top then. So Verstappen 28.4, so almost pretty much 2/10 ahead of Charles Leclerc there. So that's similar to what we saw in qualifying in Bahrain in the end. Sergio Perez, I mean, look at this. Max Verstappen half a second quicker than Sergio Perez in free practice 3. Half a second is actually an age in Formula 1. That is a very long time. Chai is hoping for less great gap between number 1 and number 2. Well, let's see. Vlatka says hello, welcome Vlatka to the party. So it's half a second between Verstappen and his teammate Perez. But then have a look. So this is the thing that I explained quite poorly. I think Sam explained better on the podcast. Is that the gap between Verstappen and Perez, right, is half a second. But the gap between Perez in P3 and Magnussen in P11, you have all those cars within half a second. That just shows how far ahead Max is. Welcome Ragavidas in the house, Dimitrium. Let me know if we want a vertical stream or not. We don't necessarily need to. But then we have sort of this. So I think Leclerc has done really well. And again, it's only free practice. You know, drivers leave a bit on the table. But I feel like drivers leave a bit less on the table in street circuits. Because you do want to try and, I think, get in the groove of getting super close to the barriers. Some of the apexes are just barriers here. So Charles Leclerc is a standout drive. Does that put a little bit of pressure on Bearman? Because Charles Leclerc has gone about 7/10 quicker than Bearman. We will see. But then we got Leclerc, Perez, and then we got, I think, the sort of front midfield. So Russell in the Mercedes, Norris in the McLaren, Alonso and Stroll in the Aston Martins. How will they do? It's a team that just seems to blow a bit hot and cold. Piastri in the other McLaren. Hamilton in the Mercedes, a little bit average. Are we going to see a season where Hamilton gets outclassed by Russell? When does qualifying start? Qualifying starts in 55 minutes time. Then we've got the Bearman. We've got the Bearman who you can see did more laps than other drivers. He was out earlier in the session. Then K-Mag, so there's a Haas up there. This time it's K-Mag. And then Pierre Gasly has out-qualified both MasterCard RBs, both Stakes, both Williams, and a Haas. So surely it's a good lap from Gasly there. Knock-on is really not too... I mean, there's very close times now. It's 1/10 between Gasly, Tsunoda, Ocon, and Hulkenberg, effectively. So, interested for your thoughts on what you think about that, everyone, in terms of performance. I'm picking out Leclerc and Gasly, potentially, as having had a decent free practice 3. But you let me know. You let me know. I want to hear from you. Bear with me. Qualifying hasn't started yet. Don't worry. Don't worry. You'll know when qualifying starts. I'll let you know. It starts in 53. Yeah, we're just trying to run through, working out who's maybe looking a little bit hot, who's looking a little bit cold. It's hard to tell with the stake F1 cars, and I don't know if we ever worked out what happened with Guan Yu Zhou's crash, but it looked like a bit of an unusual crash. Now, is there some F2 going on at the moment? Let's see. Let's find out. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Oh, no, there's not. They're showing highlights. I thought there was, but it's highlights. My bad. Kush Miney. So I think it's night time now in Saudi. I think the F2 race has just concluded. Dennis Hauger has gone from 4th to 2nd. Yeah, we're in the pre-race. Maybe we should put pre-session. But again, I'm interested to hear your thoughts, everyone, on what you think, who's done well. I'm just trying to follow the story of F2 here, because obviously Bearman was on pole for the F2 race and has had to vacate it because of his very imminent, well, his immediate promotion to the main Ferrari team. Unfortunately, I'm not getting much help here to work out what's going on in F2. There's no graphics on screen. Looks like Paul Aaron might have finished 3rd, but it's difficult to say. Welcome back for a tender. So are we going to see here a little bit of a move up the grid from the Alpines? Because like I said, Gasly and Ocon were really rooted out in Bahrain. But now Gasly, we know Gasly's a super quick driver. Is Gasly a quicker driver than Tsunoda? Possibly. Hulkenberg? Possibly. Ricciardo? Possibly. So maybe he's just really done a good time there. What is going on in FIA Formula 2? It is very hard to tell right now. The cars are all cruising around, so I presume the race has just finished, but there's no graphics to indicate that. Imagine if Ollie Bearman just was like, you know what, I'm going to do the Ferrari, I'm going to jump in the Ferrari, but I also want to race in F2. I also want to do my race. A bit like Ben Keating does in IMSA. Isabel Plug said, I think it depends if the Alpine is any good or not. Well, yeah, I mean, looks like that's, as we've said in the podcast, that there's a lot of people who've jumped ship from Alpine. It's also, they don't want to be associated with it. Still trying to work out what's going on with F2, everyone. So, difficult for me, but Hauger in P2. But F2, the whole, for me, the whole pyramid starts to fall apart if you're not giving rookies a chance in Formula 1. Apart from in exceptional circumstances like we have today with Carlos Sainz. And it would have been great for Behrman if he'd been able to be in the car yesterday. Carlos Sainz didn't really need to be in, but I guess they didn't know that he had appendicitis until today. We did know that he was feeling unwell yesterday. That was quite widely reported. When will quali start? Quali will start in 15 minutes. I'm going to put a timer up in 10 minutes, do a 40-minute timer. Is the Dakar rally worth watching? Well, it's just finished. But it's something that the Dakar rally, I don't really understand whether it's something that is really for sponsors and it's not something you're meant to follow. It's a bit like Extreme E. Does anyone actually watch Extreme E? Or is it just a way for sponsors to be like, we are green because we have an Extreme E team? So I don't know. Like, Dakar looks really exciting, but it looks difficult to follow. The concept of Dakar, I mean, I bought the Dakar game, but I never ended up playing it. Rankin Clark back in the day would race in different classes. Really? Jim Clark? Who's seen the Shaw on multiclass? Is there anyone that thinks Formula multiclass would be like the best thing ever? Or am I the only person? Is it just me? Lewis Edding post-race park-up. The Trident one. Okay, so it's post-race park-up. There's now a tortoise on roller skates. But it's just an advert they've got on Sky. I don't know what it's an advert for. London to Manchester for only £32. Is it Virgin? No, it's Avanti West Coast. I'm not sure having a tortoise on skates is the best sort of analogy for what is purporting to be a fast rail service. AW Racing, Alice Wilmot Racing, cool jumper. Yes, the jumper is coming in absolutely clutch here. Ragavir likes Formula E. Well, we're going to be doing the official watch-along for Formula E next weekend. And I'm going to be at Formula E. I was meant to be in India for Formula E a couple of weeks ago. But the race, unfortunately, got cancelled. They knew I was going to come. So they just, like, they weren't ready and they just cancelled it. Alex Wilmot watched the F1 Academy earlier. Not sure about some of those drivers. Well, one we can be very sure about is Dorian Pin. And it was a win for the Pin. Isabel, Lewis Hamilton used to have a team in Extreme E. Yeah, what's going on this season Extreme E, I don't know. But I think a lot of the teams sort of pulled out. And it's going to go to Extreme Hydrogen. But I was just using it as an example of, like, how a motorsport series can exist, but it doesn't seem to really exist. Quali hasn't ended yet. Don't worry. I need a 7 minutes of time will go up. I need a better way to sort of do this. Ranking anything Lotus competed in. Jim Clark died in a Lotus, didn't he? Because the Lotus they had no safety, no fat on the Lotus. Right, here we go. Someone's coming with a prediction. And it's Lockie Williams saying, I believe that Ollie will beat Checo in qualifying in the race. How many people think Ollie Behrman is going to out-qualify Sergio Perez? I just can't see that happening. I think if Behrman gets into Q3, that's a victory. Honestly. Alex Wilmot, Pin and Pulling are the only quality drivers, but I guess the others will learn and gain experience. That's how you get faster. Walmid, the ultimate different class driver, John Surtees, the only man to win. Well, anyone know in chat what the unique achievement is that John Surtees was able to do? That most people don't know about, I would say. Does anyone in chat know? I don't think. I think there's no chance Behrman out qualifies Perez. That would be mad. That would be. I can't see it personally. Bonus. Kireth is like, if I won the lottery, I wouldn't tell anyone, but there would be signs. I can guarantee I have not won the lottery, and also I'm just hedging my bets here. Just hedging my bets. Alex Wilmot says motorbike and F1 champion Isabel Flug only one with the world titles on 2 and 4 wheels. Yes, both correct. The only man to win a world championship on 2 wheels and 4 wheels. Do we know how, like, stupidly talented need to be? I think did I meet John Surtees one day down at a karting circuit? I may have done. What a passionate guy that unfortunately just doesn't, like, we've let him down, especially in this country, with his legacy. Who is out? Carlos Sainz is out. Carlos Sainz is taking no further part in the weekend. He is gone for an emergency operation. Bonus Brothers, is Brittany Houston in the house? Vantina Rossi trying to win on 4 wheels, don't count him out. What time is qualifying? 45 minutes. I'm looking at some of the drama here from 2021 at Jeddah. Have been some very exciting races here in the desert. Surtees used to own Buckmore. Yes, he did. I want a $3,000 fleece McLaren. Well, I wanted to buy something for the stream, and I need to buy the globe. And I thought, this I can wear on every stream, and it looks incredible. And it's different. I don't think there's going to be any other watch along where they're going to have this. So it might be a bad decision, but it's also, hopefully it's not a bad decision. Let me know. Merc AMG GT or Aston Martin Vantage? Are you looking at the new GT3 Vantage? I'll take 296. Thank you very much. Lockie, anything can happen. He could qualify ahead of Max, probably not happening. Why did Haas not take Behrman for this season? I'm sorry. I know Max and Hulkenberg are up there, but like, why would you not take Behrman? Or why would Ferrari not apply some pressure? It's really disappointing how there's no rookie in F1 this season. Like, has Logan Sargent really earned that seat at Williams? But there's so many dynamics at play. Like, if he's got the sponsorship, ultimately, you know, then he'd bring in the money to sustain the team. But I can't help but feel disappointed as a fan that there are that until today there have been no rookies in Formula 1 this season. Welcome, Lou, in the house. Funny, I'm new to F1 and liked it and bought an F1 subscription. Do you think watching races from the 50s would be good? I would. So, and we thought about doing this with Formula E because we can do a watch along of Formula E of old races. Like, we're allowed to do that. So we can get a race up and do a watch along. Like, we could do a watch along of the first ever Formula E race if we wanted. But I think with F1, I don't know about going back to the 50s, but I would look at the transition years. So, or maybe just need to be there. Like 98, 99. But then I would go straight to 2006. I'd go 2006. Definitely go 2008. Like, 2008's the Raikkonen one. Like, definitely go 2008. That was a great season. 2009 was Hamilton at McLaren. Then you got 4 years of Vettel, right? So do you have is it 10, 11, 12, 13? I mean, there's some drop now. Then I would look at... Then you got 14, 15 Hamilton. Was 16 Rosberg or 17 Rosberg? You maybe look at the Rosberg season. And then I would just go all the way to 21. You know, 21's a great season. Like, 21's a good season. And then 22 wasn't like legendary. 23 wasn't legendary. 24 is not going to be legendary. Like, we've honest about it. 21 was a legendary season. And going back, I would say 2008. Or was it 2007 then? Sorry, 2007. 2007 was a legendary season. And then maybe 99? What do we think about that? Alice almost off to the gym. Bonus, we have Lawson, Beerman in the pipeline. Yeah, but they're in the pipeline. But again, what did Liam Lawson do wrong? Sam Walmud was very vocal about this in the podcast. Like, what, you know, he did everything he needed to get that seat. Why would you put Ricciardo back in? Like, Lawson should, you know, has probably earned that seat. But anyway, it's not our seat to decide. We're just fans. We have no voice. Ironically. LeBron or Jordan? I'm going to go Jordan. No, I'm going to go LeBron. I don't have no qualification. I'm just going to go LeBron. I just think sport gets harder and harder, like, every year. Like, the fitness and everything and the sports science. So I think it's harder to do stuff now a lot of the time than it was back in the day, but that's just like my opinion. Isabel Flux says Silver Wars, so you can watch the Silver Wars. Yeah, but I wouldn't recommend, like, if you're gonna like recommend like someone who's gonna go back and watch seasons, like they're gonna watch every race. I'm assuming the question is like, what seasons do I watch every race? I'm like 2021, 2007, and 2008. To be fair, like 2008 as well. Massa and Hamilton. Like 7 was Raikkonen, Hamilton. Great races, great races, great races, and then you got Alonso like in there as well. Great damn races. Lewis says 2004 was an F1 peak. Well, disagree. I think Liam Lawson might get a seat halfway through the season. Maybe. I think Tsunoda's on pretty thin ice, it seems. Matt Chicken loves Lawson. Money talks. Money does talk. Funny. Watch a story about Seb, and I'm liking him so much. And yes, being an Indian, I watched all 3 Indian GP before any past races at the Bud circuit. Bonus says 2012, 7 different winners. So 2012, you've got Vettel, Webber, you've got Hamilton, Button, you've got Alonso, Massa, and do you have Raikkonen at Lotus then? Is that who you've got? I'll have to watch the Silver Wars. Maybe it's something that I could make a video on as well. Like, I would love to, in the same way you might have seen some of the shorts that we're doing on Formula E, I would love to do long form stuff talking about seasons, and I might actually do that with Formula E, like, so. Rankin says the 90s were epic. Is it 90? Yeah, 96, 97, or was the Williams too dominant? Ragvi, I've just done a giveaway for a really expensive wheel and pedals, and like, I'm acting as a middleman between them fulfilling it and getting the details. So like, I don't want to. The giveaways are just. I can't do them all the time. It's just it's a lot of admin and like. Yeah. I'd rather promote giveaways that are run by like partners rather than do them. Lou, are you going to use the Kireth Motorsport channel? Yeah, so if you didn't hear this morning, the Kireth Motorsport channel is going to basically gameplay videos. The idea is gameplay videos are going to go onto a separate gameplay channel. So all the Gran Turismo videos, iRacing videos, ACC videos, stuff I have stacked up as well is going to go there. It's going to release like every other day on gameplay. You go there, it's pure gameplay. Like an experiment there. This channel is going to remain. The big piece is like guides, tips, news, thought pieces, the higher production stuff. So that's going to stay here, and both on F1 and sim racing. So I think there's overlap there. And then the motorsport channel is going to be, well, I'm going to create a new watch along channel. I'm definitely going to create a new watch along channel. So it'll be a brand new channel, completely separate, where we can just do any sorts of watch alongs. And maybe in the future we take the watch alongs there. I don't know. But I just want to have a space where I'm like, if I want to just turn the camera on and record, I would produce so much more content for you. Sorry, I would release so much more content for you if it was if I wasn't worried about, oh, is it the right thing at the right time? So we're just going to create some more channels, and there's just going to be way more content. So I'm excited about it, but that's how it's going to be. When did Maldonado win? 2012? That's 2012, wasn't it? Williams. Was that at Barcelona when the pit exploded? Oh yeah, speaking of giveaways. I said I wasn't going to do any giveaways, but I'll come out of retirement. It lasted about 8 seconds. Which is my favourite track of the season. I like Spa more and more. So yeah, Bonus Brothers. If you check the Discord, if you're not in the Discord, by the way, !Discord. Bonus Brothers is making some really cool, like, merchy. You describe it. So we can do it. I'm sure we dig away. Oh, and also, I'm gonna have my own bobblehead. So, and like this is a big thing, but like, I'm gonna have my own bobblehead that you can buy. So it's gonna be about, I think, £30 or £40. It's not cheap. It's like it's gonna be a bespoke, handcrafted bobblehead. It's not produced in China, or whatever. It's handcrafted. So hand-painted, uniquely numbered bobbleheads. And I'm thinking about trying to package that in as well with like maybe a membership tier or something. But I'm excited. We're going to have one here as well. There's a lot of stuff. See you, Lockie Williams. My pedals choice racing online. I'm using the Logitech G Pros here. I use Fanset V3s as well, PC. Funny Zephyr, do you think Sepang and Bud should be on the calendar instead of Madrid? I don't think Madrid should be on the calendar. I think Madrid is a terrible idea. Like, no offense. Like, I've been to Madrid and Barcelona like quite a few times. Barcelona is just more fun. Come at me, Madristas, but Barcelona's just more fun. They're changing the signage outside Carlos Sainz's garage to Beerman. I'm gutted that Barcelona's going off, and I'm really, honestly, I'm one of the few people that I think consistently has been like, I love the Barcelona circuit. I've been there about 5 times. I've seen the motorbikes there. I've seen Formula 1 there. I've cycled the circuit myself. I've walked the whole circuit. You know, maybe I can get up on screen, but I can I get up on screen? I love that circuit. Let me see. I might actually have it here. I might actually have it. Let me see. Do I have... I don't think I have it to hand. Actually, do I have it to hand? No, I don't have it to hand. Which is a shame. I'd like to show you the footage of me walking around there. Let me just double check. Hang on, maybe it might be might actually be media source. Add existing. Nah, don't have it. But yeah, I really like the circuit. It's a big favorite circuit of mine. And I do a lot of coaching there as well. Veshaw won F2, not Aaron. Okay. I noticed you're putting out more content soon. The reason I'm able to put out more content is I'm working with great people, a lot of whom are from the community. Like, these aren't professional thumbnail people or professional editors. It's people who have been fans of the content for years, and we're working together to just realize more of the content. Like, it's super efficient on my part, and I'm just trying not to be a bottleneck. So especially with like short form content, you think like for example, the podcast, right? We did the F1 podcast now, and it's got about maybe 4,000 views. I'm very happy with that for our first podcast in that studio. But there's so many clippable bits there. There's so many clippable bits. If anyone's seen it, I'd say there's probably about 20 clippable bits from that podcast. Like, what will happen to Alpine with Andretti? Will Hamilton be okay at Ferrari? What about F1 multi-class? Has Verstappen wrapped up the season already? Was F1 better back in the day? Like, so many questions we covered, right? And I don't have the bandwidth to chop them up into shorts. But I can give it to someone and say, hey, can you chop it up into shorts? And we work out an arrangement and it goes up. So, like, it's not a lot, it's no extra work. The work for me is already done, basically. So that's why, like, well, why can't we just chop that up and put them out on, say, the Motorsport channel? You know? So that's what I'm trying to think. It doesn't cost me any more time. So there will just be more content. There'll just be more content. And I don't think it's going to be a reduction in quality, because I'm always trying to maintain the quality. Rambakshi, who's reckon will be on pole today? Max, Emilian, or Verstappen? Who's Emilian? You mean Max or Max? There we go. Bonus Brothers got a code 30% off with the code Kireth. That's a big old discount, that one. Oh my goodness. So you want to go straight into 30? You go straight into 30. Ah, I forgot my timer. Don't tell me that's a don't tell me I just randomly found a 30. Yes, look at that. I just randomly found a 30-minute timer. Nice. Saved. Sometimes the universe just, you know, it's just looking after you a little bit. Welcome, Lucy in the house. New member. Bonus would love to give you a free corduroy dad hat. I'm not really a hat sort of guy, to be honest. I'm not really a hat guy. I've got quite a few caps. I don't... Sorry, everyone. I was catching up on the chat. I'm still catching up. Barca is amazing architecture. Yes, it's the... What is it? The Gaudi. Is it the Gaudi architecture? Circuit close to the airport? I don't know. I always take the train to Montmelo. Motop Media in a house. Bonus, I want to see Kireth race in the Porsche Cup in Sao Paulo. I want to race in the Formula E, like, support race in the Mini Coopers. I have put it to them. But I think they're like, no, mate. But, like, I would love that. Oh, can I do it? Davina Jane's in the house as well. Welcome, Davina Jane's. Grandpa, not sure why you're not presenting on mainstream. What do you mean, Grandpa GT70 with the Williams in the picture there? Isabel Flug, Red Bull Racing has a Discord channel too. Ah, the corporate, our corporate overlords. Real discount, real fans. Welcome to VJ. It's been a while. I forgot this channel was here. You're a member, Davina James, for 6 months. Your membership, you're paying membership every month. Do I need to send reminders? Like, hey, if you're paying your membership but you've forgotten we exist, you can cancel. Came here because of old Croftinio. What do I coach? Driving. I coach sim racing. But again, that's a system I'm revamping. I want to... We've got a network of coaches. Funky Monkey in the house, the funkiest monkey. Do you reckon Checo might repeat 2023? What? Get 2 victories? Bonus Druthers, did you say what your favourite F1 Academy livery was yet? They all look a little bit odd. They all look a little bit stretched, not in a more of a way than like the F3 liveries. I like the Mercedes Dorian pin one. It's very sort of stripped back. I would have liked a pink thing, not because it's female, but because of the Iron Dames. I think that would have been a nice sort of thing. She's got Iron Dames on her race suit. Quad Quay in the house as well. Grandpa, very good presenting style, better than most of the TV presenters. Well, it's easy. I'm just sat here, like I'm just sat here at home, so there's no pressure. I don't have a producer in my ear saying, please, can you mention Workday? Can you please? It's a Workday lap of the day, driver of the day by Workday, your HR star. Like, I don't have to. I can just chill. So it's easier. And also, we're completely independent, so we just say whatever we want. Like, why were there no fans watching the F1 Academy race at Saudi? Like, if they did that at Silverstone, or they did it at Circuit of the Americas, I guarantee people would turn up to watch it. So, yes, we can be like, oh, really good job, F1, doing F1 Academy on International Women's Rights Day. But the reality is, in Saudi, at that time, there were no fans watching. So, but, you know, maybe it's baby steps. What's this? What's this? Is this a game or a movie? I can't tell whether it's a game or a movie. GWR, adventure start here. What a well-produced advert that was. Hashtag say Bahrain. Oh, God. By the way, what time is the race tomorrow? Anyone know what time the race is tomorrow? Is Lewis washed? Didn't you leave saying it's Lewis washed? My hashtag game is very much not on point. Hashtag Kadia. Same time, like now. So we go live at 4. Okay, I'm gonna do it. If I've got this wrong. If I've got this wrong, then it's not a big deal, frankly. We'll just change it. We'll just change. Oh, God. Oh, no. Are we still here, or did I mess it up? 24 minutes to go to qualifying, everyone. Mark Bird, I had a great race in AC last night. Can't wait to get on our race. Do you like it? I've been working all week, Mark. Like, I haven't had any time. Like, this is the thing. I haven't had any time. And, you know, I'm going to make guides on iRacing and the web, but I'm not full time. I'm not in that space to sort of I know this isn't your question, but like I know a lot of other people have made a lot of content, but they're full-time YouTubers and they can do it. Whereas I'm going to be like the weekend, like a lot of people. It's my first time to really drive it, so that's going to come out a little bit slower because I don't want to rush something where I don't fully understand it. I don't fully know if it is really reflective of wet weather driving in real life. I need to work it out and sort of have my genuine opinion on it. But I did have a call this morning with one of the big sim racing games. They just wanted to know about sort of what people think about sim racing right now. It was the break. Yeah, it was the break. There was the break. Now we are back. Was it? It didn't even feel like a long break, to be honest. Who's going to get pole, guys? It's got to be Max Verstappen. Are you mad? Are you mad, bro? Yeah, Rocky the Reese has got it. Well, hang on. Isabel Paflug is going for Charles Leclerc on pole. So... Lewis, if Lewis is washed, then Ricardo is dried, folded, and placed in the cupboard. Honestly, isn't Ricardo older than... No, Ricardo's, like, pretty old. Like, he's almost as old as Hamilton, right? Like, he's not a new young driver anymore. I don't fully understand the point of Ricardo in Formula 1. I've got to be honest. Like, a really nice guy. I've met him, obviously. He's been really generous with his time with me. But I'm just, like, on a very high level. It's sort of, like... And it's not anything against Ricardo in particular, but it's, like... For the and we talked about in the podcast, for the junior team, for the junior Red Bull team, if they're not bringing in junior drivers, I don't understand. You know, unless it's a ploy where they know they're going to get him into the Red Bull, replace Perez. They're like, if you don't mess up, you will replace Perez. Half an hour. It's 21 minutes to go. Sauber has a KCR livery. Big K on the nose. Well, maybe we can do a copyright case. So let's say they had used our logo, I'd be like, that's fine, that's great. I don't want any money, but I would like to like go to a lot of the races. Do you think they'd be like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no worries. Okay, cool. Bullet dodged. Who is Ollie Beerman standing up for? The Beerman is standing in for Carlos Sainz. The Beerman is in for Sainz, everyone. And we're going to find out in 21 minutes' time whether Beerman is going to be able to get anywhere close to Charles Leclerc. Because the reality is we just don't know now. And he was a little bit interrupted. Was a little bit interrupted in the first session. You have been invited to join the YouTube creator panel. This is a special invitation-only opportunity to receive invitations to feature tests. Receive gift cards. Make YouTube better for our entire community. They just want my time. That was a really exciting subject line, just washed out. Well, I'm still like way behind the chat. I'm still way behind. I just want to make sure I'm getting all the chat. Caption still says things about Bahrain GP. Where's the caption? What do you mean caption? What do you mean caption? Who's driving for Ferrari? It is Charles Leclerc and the Beerman. Bonus driver says all aboard the Beerman train. Yes, indeed. Mia Perez must still be in the washing machine. Perez is the washing machine salesman. Perez is basically Whirlpool. Mark Bird saying Oliver for pole. Nuno, ACC iRacing or F1? I would say now I'm going to go pretty hard on iRacing. I want to really go full tilt on iRacing. I want to do endurance races again at the weekends. And I want to just do that on the gameplay channel, where I feel like it doesn't matter what views it gets. Ricardo was born in 1989. Is Ricardo 35 years old? So he's 2 years younger than Hamilton. He must be one of the oldest drivers on the grid. So the older people on the grid are Perez, Alfonso, Hamilton, Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Ricardo, and Bottas. So about half the grid is sort of ancient, and half the grid feels like junior. But you look at someone like Lando, you're like, are you a young driver or not a young driver? Because you're very experienced, but you're also young. Same with Verstappen. Like, Verstappen he's been in this since 2015, 2016. Mark says ACC. You think it's a sure pole for Max? I think it's a sure bet on pole for Max. I think that one of the most interesting things about this session is going to be traffic in Q1. I think traffic in Q1 could mess a lot of people up. So we'll keep an eye on that. I think Q2 should be fairly straightforward, but we'll find out. And I think Q3, I think it's going to be Max by a few tenths, but that's just me. Chai's back in the house. Valkenberger, I think Beerman is going to do really well P3. I'm not serious, but that is my official prediction. Well, stand by it. Be serious about it. Isabel Flug, I think the main driver is that there are way too many drivers for way too few seats. Maybe rotate seats or something. 24 races a year. Maybe like you have a team. You share your seat with someone. We'll talk about that in the F1 podcast. We need a place where, if you have questions you want us to talk about in the F1 podcast, put them in the Discord in the F1 chat and pin them or something. Because otherwise we'll forget. Can we pick Ollie on F1 Fantasy? I hope so. The description. Ah, okay. What I wanted to put in the description is to make sure if there's anyone watching from the Baltics, then if you want to watch F1, you need to go to Go 3 by the TV3 group. That's where you need to go. But we don't have people from the Baltics. So I'm speaking in English. I'm not speaking in Lithuanian. But anyway. Mark saying for iRacing and PC. Andy Evo in the house as well. 2015, so he's almost coming up to his 10-year anniversary. Lewis says Ricardo is there due to his sponsors and marketing value. Well, is this a sport or is it a marketing vehicle? Quad has an uncle older than Beerman. What? How does that work? Isabel Flug, Ricardo also has ties to Gerhard Berger. You know, when I was younger, when I was younger, right, you'd watch F1 you watch qualifying on a Saturday and a race on a Sunday, as it should be. And hearing the name Gerhard Berger would always make me hungry for a burger. Even now, it makes me hungry for a burger, just the name Gerhard Berger. It's the hungriest name. Is it just me, or does anyone else get a little bit hungry? I haven't had lunch. It's almost 5 o'clock. Anyone else get hungry when you hear the name Gerhard Berger? Mia, what if I pick O'Bearman for next year? O'Bear. I don't know. Mark got a McLaren G3 wheel VT pedals. Yes, good setup. Welcome from New York. Welcome, Ungwin, player. Quad, Alpine should take one for the team and crash the Red Bulls. There will be memes if a driver like Ocon takes out Verstappen or something. Chai, Verstappen is 26 now. Like, for anyone in chat who's older than 26, like, do you remember what you were doing at 26? And were you a 3-time Formula 1 world champion? Because I wasn't. A year ago. What about a single race between all the third seat drivers? I love it. It's like sports day. You got the parents' race. Bonus, most of my shirts are older than Bearman. I have food in the fridge that's older than Oliver Bearman. Bearman is a wake name. What does wake name mean? Why are we still in FP3? It's just because we haven't started qualifying yet. So until we start qualifying, I guess we are. The latest session is FP3, but they're working on the cars right now. It's night time. Is it? Yeah, it's night time in Jeddah. Well, I'm seeing footage of night time. I need to confirm that. Welcome, Mark Hobbs, Winchester. Chai still flailing around. Littis is 26. Are you Max Verstappen, Littis? Is Littis Max Verstappen? Black, I feel you. As a child, I found that the funniest name ever. Is that Gerhard Berger? Nino's got the GSI. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. Who's replaced Carlos? It's Oliver Bearman. Chat, can someone write it in the comment, like, so I can pin it? Like, what's happened with Carlos Sainz? Lewis, I was watching a 26-year-old win his 3rd world championship. Mohammed is a I am a from Saudi. You can see my city. Which is your city? Is it Baradia? I got some heat from Saudi Arabians on Twitter. Anyone see the heat I got? So, Fernando Alonso posted a, like, clearly copy and paste, like, his media person, like, posted something that was clearly in an advert. And I was like, who's taken Fernando hostage? Like, who's taken his phone, basically? And I don't know if it's bots, but I became public enemy #1 in Saudi Arabia. And the comments are, like, really racist. You can have a look on my Twitter. It's like, it's, but I don't know if they're bots. There's a very angry horde of racist bots. Oh, goodness me. Is that Lance Stroll yesterday losing a brake disc? Was that last year? Hamilton's 39. Okay, so he's a few years older. Bearman will bend it at turn 1. Well, I think for Bearman, his target would probably be to get into Q3. And then take out Verstappen. For Ferrari, they're better off Bearman. Hang on, conspiracy theory time. Conspiracy theory time. What if Ollie Bearman just deliberately takes out Verstappen? Does he become a Ferrari legend? If he takes out Verstappen, does he immediately become a Ferrari legend? Kainan is living in the Netherlands with my girlfriend and the cat, working at Schiphol Airport. Schiphol Airport scares me. Because Schiphol Airport, you land at Schiphol Airport, and it's like, you don't get funneled. Like, in England, it's like you're getting processed to go to prison or something. It's like corridors, you're marching there. It's very ominous and scary, and then you show someone your passport and you hope you get let back into your own country. In Schiphol, you land, and it's like, it's a shopping centre. And, like, you can get on another plane immediately. You can just jump, you just go wherever you want. So I don't understand Schiphol. I've been there many times. There we go. Ollie Bearman. Ollie Bear. Ollie Bearman's goes like, I might go with the Motorsport Magpie one. I think that's a bit more detailed. Carlos Sainz is out with illness, a British youngster. There we go. Let's go with that one. Bonus wants to party in Saudi. Alex, what happened to Sainz? To Saints? Is he sick? Ragvi, you're hot, so you get heat. Yeah, I became public enemy number 1. I didn't realise there was so much sort of. Well, one of the Aston Martin tattoos, she's mechanic. She's got tattoos all down the leg. She's vibing. And Mika Salo, because Salo in Croatian means fat tissue, and I was really too young to understand names don't have the same meaning. Mika fat tissue. Mika fat tissue, I think, rolls off the tongue. He's already had surgery. Are you joking? Has he already had it? What, in Saudi? Could Carlos Sainz be back for the race tomorrow? Get out, Behrman. Carlos, who's this music? It's Carlos Sainz out on the crutches under the SmackDown sign. He's like, put my name back up the garage. That would give him legendary status. Motorsport Magpie saying, I predict Ollie will be top 6 by end of the race. Schipple, not Schipple. They're both the same, aren't they? Max says quality food in Saudi. Alex, why is Hamilton not getting better than they thought? We'll see. Hold that thought, because we're about to find out how Hamilton's going to do. We're about to find out how Mr. Hamilton is going to do. Black says no, he needs to recover, but you know what F1 drivers are like. I would love it if he comes back. What an absolute lion. I've said last year, Carlos Sainz has got that dog in him. There's an actual dog trying to get it. Maybe that was it. Maybe that was the operation. It was to get the dog out. And maybe when Carlos Sainz comes back, it's going to be like Samson, and he's not going to have that dog in him. What do we think? Like I said earlier, I'm not a doctor. What heavy work going on in Guan Yu Zhou's car? I think Guan Yu Zhou's car may be ready for qualifying. They've been working clearly non-stop in the stake team. It's like my local quick fit down there. And the car in various stages of disassembly, which always seems to be the case when I pick up my car. Lou says Ferrari has to be buzzing that Ollie is getting. Yeah, Ferrari are over the moon. Smooth operator. Shit, it's more like you got a throat in your gutter. Paul. Isabel Flug, Ferrari posted that he's already out of surgery. Appendicitis is usually an emergency, so you can't wait a long time until you have surgery. Otherwise, the appendix might break into the stomach, and then you have, and again, not a doctor, I believe what happens is, if you've seen the scene from Aliens, I think that's the next stage that they want to avoid. Bierman sees himself on the camera, gives a wry smile, trying to play it cool. We know you saw yourself on the camera, Bierman. Nino, this is a McLaren, Aston and Red Bull track. We'll see. The Mercedes have been complaining about bouncing. Bouncing too much. Isabel Flug, I don't think he could because of the painkillers and stitches. Well, I don't know. He's going to want to come back ASAP. Does that mean he's going to be back for Australia? Coming to the London Coliseum. What is this? It looks like a Far East. SpiritedAwayUK.com. Is a play, I guess. Now it's an advert for Frege. The milk. Everyone remember Frege? Does Frege still exist? How did Frege have enough money to do an advert on Sky Sports? It's basically a news anchor. He's meant to be live doing the news, but he's drinking Frege. Oh, what a disgusting shot that was. I should have done a vanilla one. Can lead to bad blood. Well, let's hope Carlos Sainz is going to recover. Keep saying Albon P8. And he's on Guan Yu Zhou. Well, they're trying to get the car ready in the state garage. They're trying to get it ready. Aaron, Schiphol is a hub. Most passengers. Well, yeah, it just weirds me out. Honestly, it just weirds me out. In fact, there was one time I flew. No, when I flew to Berlin. When I flew to Berlin a couple of weeks ago to interview the Fanatec CEO. it was almost impossible to exit the airport. I don't know if they're doing construction work, but like it was impossible. So is Guan Yu Zhou going to be able to take quali? We think so. We think so. They're definitely working on the car, but they've only got about 10 minutes really. So even if they miss the start, that's okay. But they're wanting to get a run, and even then, there's no guarantee you get through. So I bet Guan Yu Zhou is going to need to buy the mechanics a lot of cupcakes to make up for this one. Ragavir Carlos Sainz will go to Audi. Maybe he'll do Dakar. Maybe he'll do Dakar with his dad. Logitech GT wheel. What do you mean? Oh yeah, we all want a Logitech GT wheel. Logitech know that. Incognito, I once did a taste testing for Frege. Got paid to drink milkshake. Easy money. You know what they say, if you like what you do, it's not work. Easy money. Unless they were like, were they doing some like diabolical like flavors? Like, oh, let's have this salt flavored milkshake. What if Carlos Sainz get a Mercedes seat in 2025? I'm not sure. Bear is getting pole. Well, let's see what happens to the Bear imminently. Oh, Bearman. Alex says he won't. We're very close now, everyone. By the way, 4 minutes to go. Let's get these likes up to... Let's pump the likes up to 100. Let's do a nation check at the same time. Let us know where in the world you're watching from. And if you haven't hit the like button, just make sure you hit that like button. We'll get up to 100 likes, which is a nice little target for us. But yeah, let us know where in the world you are watching from. Where's the bot? Chai from Netherlands, Vlatka Croatia, Isabel Flug Germany, Prithvi India, Felicia from Singapore, Raghavir in India, Baz England, Natasha Netherlands, Arthur Netherlands, Consul South Africa, Calvin California, Cypher USA, Ended Antarctica, Neville UK, William US, Nuno Pinto from Netherlands, Echo USA, Alex from Ireland. Who's winning right now? Kate from UK. Quads on a plane. Are you the pilot? Fly the damn plane safely first. Prasanth Kumar, India. Barbosa from Brazil. Barbosa in the house. McMahon from the Netherlands. Rob from the Bronx. Stay safe. Ralph, Italy. Dave from the Yorkshire. I think if the Bronx can be called the Bronx, I think Yorkshire should be called the Yorkshire. Cart from the Mood. Joe Mummer from England. Colbert from Norway. Would I consider doing the Paris-Dakar rally? I do know a influencer. I think he was out there. I might ask her how it was. Scar remains North Carolina. Keenan is Hungary. This is not... We're not asking what state of appetite you have. It's where you are. Oh, they're going to be cars on track very soon. They're going to queue up. So maybe we're giving it to Netherlands, Italy, Turkey, Bermuda, Ireland, Nottingham, Shottingham, as they say. Felicia is going to the Singapore Grand Prix. I hope you enjoy it. 100 likes already. That was quick. Now on to 200. Right, so there's going to be cars out on track imminently. There's cars in the pit lane. Guan Yu Zhou has his race suit on. He's ready to jump in, and they are frantically working. Oh my goodness, all aspects of the car. They're working on all aspects. So, no guarantees there. It starts imminently. Don't worry, I got you covered. It starts imminently. Affinity's here for the second stream. Kiefer Escape Room. Bonus from Los Angeles. Lush from Netherlands. Predictions for quali. I'm going Max to win the whole thing, but let's see what happens in Q1 now. Isabel Flug, the last time a reserve started with number 38 for Ferrari, he won the race. Mike Hawthorne just saying and feeding the delusions. Wow. So we're queued up in the pit lane. Ocon's there. Valtteri Bottas is queued up. They're waiting for the green light. Guan Yu Zhou, they don't have backup cars anymore. They don't have a third car, a T car, as they used to call it. In Formula E, they share the third cars between teams, actually. lower the costs. And the same reason here that they don't have third cars, again, is to lower the costs. They would need to increase the budget cap. Let's go, boys. Yes, indeed. Why say time to FP3? That's just an old timer. Like, don't, honestly, it's not. I'm not very good. There's no setting in my software that sets set timer. Here we go, people out on track. Let's stop the timer anyway. Because it's happening, everyone. For this reaction to factual events at the Saudi Arabian... reaction to events occurring in Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. Green flag, yes indeed. But very well spotted, Winchester Delta. You've clearly a person across all the details. Oliver Behrman's stuff is above the garage. The Behrman has landed. The Behrman has landed. The Behrman is in the pits with the tyre warmers up. We want to see... Everyone wants to see the Behrman do well. Release him. Release the Behrman. The engineer doesn't want to let him go. Release him, I say. Unleash Ollie Behrman. Oh, yes, we are going. The Behrman is go out on soft tyres. Ferrari said, you know what? We're going to let you loose. Go around as fast as you can and we'll see you in 2 laps and work out what's happened. So Behrman is out on the circuit. Felicia is going to Singapore Grand Prix. Very jealous. Very excited for you. And also jealous. Happy excitement and jealousy. If he can't even think of that, I'll unsubscribe. Better to unsubscribe to be safe, I think. Best to be safe. Right, Sergio Perez is still in the pits. They're taking some stuff for their social media pages. But who do we have? And now bear in mind, I think that traffic is going to play a huge part here. Because it's not that easy to get out the way in the fast-flowing sections. So keep an eye on traffic. And who is going to be... It might be Lando, who is going to be one of the first drivers to really start... No, Alex Albon. So Alex Albon is the first driver, really, I believe, to start their lap. Or it might actually be Piastri, Gasly, Ocon. No, tell a lie. Sorry, it's... This is why it's definitely unsubscribed. It might be Sargent at the front of the train. There's so many drivers out now. It's difficult to work out who's just come out. I think it might be Sargent, but we'll have to see as we go over the line and start getting some times in. Welcome, Snowline. Track is very busy. Yes, indeed. Max stay until... Yeah, there's going to be traffic, so there might be a window in between, like we saw Fernando Alonso do in Q3 at Bahrain. So there goes Max. It's Maxon leading the charge. But look at Sargent and Hamilton, how close they are together. So Maxon goes faster than Sargent. And it must be Hamilton then is going to be starting his lap. So this is where the traffic comes into play. Very, very, very confusing. Hulkenberg goes faster than Magnussen at the top. And Bottas goes in P4. He can't go faster than Sargent. So 29s at the moment. We're going to have Piastri now. But it doesn't look like the best time for Piastri. Maybe he hit traffic. Has he been battling with Gasly? Surely he hasn't been battling with Gasly. But it looks like they're very close together. And Ocon as well comes over. So it's a complete mess right now. I'm having a look on board. Lando Norris. Car looks very, very, very stable. So what's Norris able to do is he goes over. Norris goes third. So Hulkenberg is ahead of both McLarens. But now we're going to see Fernando Alonso potentially go near the top. What can Alonso do? Can we join the 28 crew? Yes, he can. 28.8 from Alonso. And Charles Leclerc, I think, is going to be starting his lap. So Charles Leclerc is starting his lap now. So he'll have to deal with the traffic of Alonso. And Lance Stroll goes second. So we saw in FP2 the Aston Martins were up there. And yet again, the Aston Martins find themselves 1 and 2 at Jeddah. But I think there's going to be... I feel like there's going to be a red flag here, or there's going to be traffic, because this is not a circuit that was specifically designed for 20 cars in Q1. It is very, very, very congested. Here comes Hamilton to complete the lap. I'm not massively hopeful for Hamilton. No, only P6 for Hamilton. And Russell goes P7. So the Mercedes quite a way behind the Aston Martins there. Magnussen will be coming in, but Gasly will be going over to complete his lap. So Gasly and Ocon will be completing, and so will Leclerc low down the line. So what can Gasly do? Oh, 29.7 is not good. And Ocon, 29.8. Not good news for the Alpine cars. So very much following on from what we saw last time. Now, a lot of the cars staying out, which is interesting. So cars that have completed a lap, like Magnussen and Behrman, I think it must have been a really bad lap from Behrman. It didn't even really register as a lap. But here comes Charles Leclerc. So keep an eye on Leclerc here. Can Leclerc go all the way to the top, or can he get close? Can he get in the 28 crew? Almost. 29 dead for Leclerc. I'm looking on board with his lap now. Did we make any mistakes? He's very close to the barriers. I think he's really trying. Remember, track temps might be a little bit colder now than what we had in FP3. But Charles Leclerc, yeah, really trying there. Sargent hasn't crashed yet. Lewis Sky sounded dejected. Norris didn't put on pole. The Norris hype train continues. Maybe a lap to warm the tyres. It's too fast for a lap to warm the tyres, I think. But I might be wrong. Anyway, if Behrman decides to go again now, he should have clean track. So I think Lance Stroll and Hamilton will be boxing. Although Alonso hasn't boxed for some reason. So the Aston Martins haven't boxed. Very unusual. Are they going to go again on scrubbed? Is Behrman lining up? So Behrman might be lining up here for a fast lap. I'm on board with Hulkenberg. Oh, Hulkenberg was really blocked. Hulkenberg was completely blocked by a Williams. And he's gone, this idiot on the radio. I can't see which Williams, but Hulkenberg was completely and utterly blocked by a Williams there. That will definitely be a penalty. But we're just going to see blocking here, because it's just too difficult to avoid. There goes Piastri, by the way. Piastri goes 28.7, a fast lap for Piastri. And we'll see whether Norris can match it. So McLaren trying a slightly different strategy. And yes, Verstappen is loose on track. There is a Verstappen on track here. What about Lando Norris? Can he get close to Piastri, or will Piastri out-qualify him here? Yeah, Piastri is faster by half a tenth. So not a lot in it, but Piastri subtly dominating Norris there. Who are we looking for next? We're looking for Behrman. 32.4 Sector 1. Not amazing. 28.2 in Sector 2. Not amazing. What can he do in Sector 3? Purple mini sector. So keep an eye on Behrman here. Remember, he'll absolutely want to get through to Q2. That's the ask. He can try and improve as he goes. It's not easy for him jumping in here, having only done a few laps in FP3. Here comes Behrman over the line. Where is he going to go? Is it going to be top 10 comfortably? Yes, it is. P4 for Behrman. And the fastest Sector 3 out of absolutely anybody. So, Daniel Ricciardo is going to be starting his fast lap now. 9.5 minutes remaining. What's Lance Stroll up to? Is he going to box now? The Aston Martin's just sort of circulating. Why are the Aston Martins really out there? What are they doing? Well, Alonso, he's taken a sort of another in-lap. So a lap to sort of get the ERS up. And he's going fast now. Look at Alonso in Sector 1. 32 dead. That's 4 tenths. Almost half a second quicker than Behrman. If I can get my words out. And we'll keep an eye on Perez here and Verstappen. Verstappen is looking absolutely dominant. Perez is going to go over the line first. Perez goes into the 28.7. But then it's going to be Piastri, is it? No, Piastri's done his lap there. So it's going to be Verstappen who has to overtake Alex Albon. Is Verstappen going to go straight to the top with a mid-28? Let's see. What can Verstappen do? He's going to go over the line. 28.4 is a mid-28 for Verstappen, setting the marker again. Goes fastest in Q1. So let's take stock once we have the Cash App RBs. So it's the Cash App RBs, the RBZs, who we're going to go next. It's going to be Daniel Ricciardo and Tsunoda. So here comes Ricciardo. 32.4 in the first sector, 28.2. I think that should be good enough to go around top 11 or so, top 12. There he is, top 12, 29.1. What about Tsunoda? He's matching up just a little bit slower to Daniel Ricciardo. So will he slot in ahead? What's going on with the Mercedes? What's going on in Mercedes world, everyone? In Berlin? What is happening? Right, Tsunoda's going to go over. And he does slot in P13. So the Mercedes are looking absolute dog here. Black and white flag for Max for crossing pit line. Haven't seen that. I haven't seen that pop up. Mercedes on the mediums. I don't know. Maybe it's 4D chest. They want to scrub something for the race. But it does put a bit of pressure on them now because there will be so much traffic. The traffic... You're never going to have worse traffic than we're about to experience. And there's something going on with Piastri's car, and they're almost trying to hide it from the cameras on the wheel arches. So, not sure what's going on with Piastri's car there, but the McLaren's looking pretty good. So let's take stock. So we're not going to see any fast laps now for a few minutes. Oh, Piastri hit the wall! That's why. Oh, Piastri tapped the wall first with the rear right, and then also with the front right. Goodness me, it's a Wall of Champions moment for Piastri. Lucky, lucky boy. And here on board with Behrman. Don't tell me... Oh my goodness me, Behrman almost took himself out in the wall. Behrman was millimeters away. Oh my goodness me. It does not get closer than that. It does not get closer. That could have been the end of his... I don't want to say end of his career, but like it's a very important moment. Like, could it be end of his qualifying there? Behrman was... You in focus? No. That close. Oh my god. Behrman. Sometimes those are the moments in life, you know, where you make it through. Mercedes saving the softs for the race. So they're going to try and do this on one set of softs. Are we going to see Verstappen? Is Verstappen going to go out again? Does he need to? What's the cutoff going to be, by the way? 1,200 people watching. What do we think the cutoff is going to be? What could the cutoff be here? Do we think it's going to be... So remember, we're looking to see who are the top 15 drivers. I think it could be 20. I think you could need a 28 to get into Q2. You know, let me know if I'm crazy for that. But that's what I think. 5 minutes to go, so we're about to see the mad chaos. In the meantime, 1,200 people watching. Please make sure you hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, please, please, please hit that subscribe button. Absolutely free. It'd be great to sort of to bring you into the family. If you're enjoying this fan watch along of factual events in Jeddah. Merc cooking or not, I'm not sure. Isabel Plug says you need 28s to get into Q2. Yeah, only 148 likes. Come on, we can do a lot better, chat. Please, we can get this up. We should aim for 1,000 likes. We can definitely get 1,000 likes, and it will be an incredible feeling. If we get 1,000, I'll be absolutely mad. Guan Yu Zhou in the car. Guan Yu Zhou is in the vehicle, but they're still putting on the. They're still doing the suspension. It's going to come down to the absolute wire here for the stake F1 team. Guan Yu Zhou is sat in the remains of his car as the team are literally building it around him. I reckon they've only got a minute and a half or so to get him out on track. And what if Guan Yu Zhou's car breaks and causes a red flag? Yeah, the bot's taken a day off. Clearly, it doesn't do weekdays. What's going on with the Haas timings? I'm not sure what's going on with the Haas timings, but you can see them here. Russell P4. Right, let's have a look, everyone. Let's see what's going to happen. F1 Sky needs to hire me. I'm not part of the crew. I'm not in the crowd. I'm with you. I'm with you. We're in the trenches. I'm in the crowd. I'm on the fan side. I'm not on the media side. This is where we sit. Apart from Formula E, where we're in both, which is quite cool. Right, okay, cars out on circuits. It looks like Charles Leclerc is going early. It looks like Charles Leclerc has decided to bolt early, like he's under the safety car, because he is going to be getting his lap time in, and that might be a one and done for Leclerc. He's going to improve on his time. Was green for him. Charles Leclerc is going to improve on his timer, I think. Yes, he does. He gets fastest, 28.3. And as a lifelong Tifosi, I'm absolutely delighted. Look at that. Charles Leclerc seems to be, anyone agree, this season, Charles Leclerc seems to be the driver that maybe everyone else should rally around. who could possibly take it to Max Verstappen. There we go. We saw it in Q2 in Bahrain that Charles Leclerc has got the damn pace. Welcome RTR Tempo. Did Piastri get backlash for the scrape? I'm not sure. Welcome Paul subscription. Lauren, what do the points mean? I can't see where you're seeing points, Lauren. There's no points as of yet. We're just talking about positions here. We're trying to get the positions. And what we have 2 minutes to go. When the timer is done, when the 2 minutes are over and everyone finishes their lap, we are going to remove the bottom 5 drivers, so P16, 17, 18, 19 and 20 from qualifying. We're going to remove them and we're going to continue with the rest of the drivers. That's how it works. Feel free to someone to explain that in chat if I've done a bad job. So now we're going to see the chaos of traffic. I'm on board here with Hulkenberg, who rode the curb completely. Went a bit Hulken curb there. And it would have been a track limit violation if it was a fast lap for him. So now we're going to see drivers start the fast laps and it's going to be madness. Welcome to Josh, Lauren, Ben, Devanj and Vlad, Theodore. Factual events. Yes, indeed. Very, very factual. Right, here we go then. So drivers going to be starting their laps, I believe. So I think Russell is going to be on a mad one now. Is he or is he not? What's going on? Are drivers warming up their tyres or something? Why are we not seeing these drivers? Why is Russell... Or maybe Russell is on a fast lap, but he's just not going faster. Maybe the track... Guan Yu Zhou left. Guan Yu Zhou is on track. Can he get around? Can he get around in time? Chat, have a look at Guan Yu Zhou. Can he get around? Can he get to the start line before the checker flag? Welcome Tanya to Legend. Great to have you on board. Much appreciated for your support. Can Guan Yu Zhou get there in time without the wheels falling off the wagon? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Chat, Guan Yu Zhou, can he do it? If you want him, put your emojis in the chat. Send him your good wishes. 33 seconds to go. Does he have to get out of the way of Gasly? Meanwhile, Verstappen's gone quicker, 28.1. But I think it's more... I'm obsessed with Guan Yu Zhou's story here. I'm not sure he's going to do it. I'm not sure he's going to do it. 15 seconds for Guan Yu Zhou. They've worked so hard for the last 3 hours. 9 seconds, 8 seconds. I don't think he's going to get to do it. I think he's just going to miss it. I think he's just going to miss it. I think he's going to get the checkered. No. It was all for nothing then. Did he get over in time? Did he get over in time? Oh, what a dramatic, terrible scene of events there. Meanwhile, Lance Stroll has gone up to P2. And it's a checkered flag now, so who's still on a lap? Who's in the drop zone? I think it's all pretty much said and done. I think it's all said and done, and it's not going to be any dramas. It's not going to be any dramas. Do you know why? Because we're going to lose both stake cars, we're going to lose both Alpines, and we're going to lose Logan Sargent. And if you said to me before this weekend, your life depends on it, which 5 drivers are going to go out in qualifying, I would have given you those 5, and I'd still be alive right now in that twisted, hypothetical, alternate universe. So absolutely zero surprises there at the bottom end. Heartbreak for Guan Yu Zhou, though. Heartbreak for Guan Yu Zhou. Really is. You know, but what do you... If you're a mechanic in stake, are you proud right now? Are you disappointed or are you proud right now? Oh my goodness. So it came down to milliseconds. It came down to... Not minutes. It came down to seconds, didn't it? They might look at that and think that the mechanics are just like absolutely distraught, like shaking their head. But they're kind of like, they know there wasn't a lot to gain, really. Does that make sense? They're like, oh, we tried our hardest, we were so close, but we haven't really lost out that much. And in fact, maybe we can go and have dinner tonight because the car's fixed. So, you know, but it was a great effort and almost legendary. Obviously calls to mind Max Verstappen at Hungary, doesn't it? Where the Red Bull mechanics did it on the grid and then Sky Sports did like a 3-hour movie of it. Welcome, Cliff Chetty. Yeah, great effort. Do we want to get... Let's get some claps out. Can we get some claps out for the stake mechanics? Not only do they need to wear those horrendous colours, they also needed to fix Guan Yu Zhou's car in very short amount of time. Can we get some claps out? I'm going to get some chef's kiss, some thumbs up and some 10s out of 10. Can we send some stuff, please, to the steak mechanics if they've got us up in their steak garage there in Saudi? No, I don't think he was just checking. I think. Oh, it's a very good point. It's a very good point. At least they know the car works now, but they'll do installation laps tomorrow. But at least he was able to drive in anger a little bit. Yeah, so Lucy with a very good point there, actually. Good try, everyone. Max got the stopwatch out. Max is too harsh. There should be some beers in that garage today. So Joe Mama saying Beerman did a great job, very impressed. Is anyone else not surprised by what we've seen here? I think for me that's exactly what I would expect in terms of who we're losing. So but you let me know. You let me know. Chat, have other watch-alongs been taken down? Nothing's happening right now, so let's... Is it me? Or have other watch-alongs been taken down? Is it me? Or is it not me? I want to play as safe. I want to play as safe. Is it me? But is it me or is Racing Statistics who's basically the don at this? Is it me, chat? Is it me? Don't worry, we're in the wait. We're in the wait now. We're in the wait. The other feeds are still up. Okay. Yeah, but is Racing Statistics still up? Don't worry, nothing's happening right now because we're in the gap between... Yeah, people saying... No, I know we're up. I know we're up. Others down. That worries me. That worries me, chat. It causes me great concern. No, you wouldn't. If you had Wi-Fi, your stream doesn't go down if you got Wi-Fi troubles. RS is up. They privated the stream. Do we know why? Is it? Because I don't know if someone in like, you know, like Belarus is going around. I don't know. Why would they private the stream? Why would they private it? Don't worry, there's nothing happening right now anyway. We're in between. You can see we've lost our drivers here. Maybe Racing Stat wants to make... You wouldn't make more money by privating it. Unless that's something they do from time to time. All down. Is everyone down? No, it's just a bit unusual that the biggest one has gone down. The biggest one has gone down. So it's just a bit unusual. It's just a little bit unusual. Anyway, we're still waiting Still waiting for Q2 to start. Yeah. Yeah, for me, I'm just interested who is still up and who is not. Like, I can make a decision about what's showing everything because I speak to these companies in the background, but I'm just I'm interested factually who is up and who isn't. It's still private. Why is it why would it be private? They did the same. Okay. All right, well, we crack on. We crack on because Q2's underway. Q2 is underway, everyone. Reveal the curtain. Right, so Q2 underway. So we've lost the bottom 5 drivers. We've lost Bottas, Ocon, Gasly, Sargent, and Guan Yu Zhou. And we're going to work out now who's going to be in the top 10. I think it might be Hamilton, who's starting early. You know, he's on the move, I can see in the TV feed. So maybe he knows he needs to wring absolutely everything out of this. No, there's definitely the usual crowd doing it. But you know, I think we become one of the biggest, if not the biggest. So it's it is what it is. I'm just interested, like if they're running and still private, then that's great. I'll have a chat with him and just be like, I'm interested to know why they go private, like for what reason. Right, anyway, let's crack on. So, who's going to be first over the line? Who is going to be first over the line to start their lap? I think it is going to be Hamilton. I think it is potentially Hamilton who is going to be setting his lap time. So what's he going to do in Sector 1? 32.3. I don't think that's great in Sector 1. To be honest, the best thing we can do is if we like this stream, it's a good signal to YouTube. So let's smash those likes in on the old stream. So Hamilton's going, and then we've got Russell, Magnussen, Piastri, Norris. What's up with Hulkenberg? What is up with the Hulk? Chat, do we have an issue for Hulkenberg? Do we have an issue with Hulkenberg? Do we potentially have an issue with Hulkenberg here? Or is it a telemetry issue? I'm looking. Hulkenberg now out. So maybe it's a telemetry issue there for Hulkenberg. I can't see a yellow flag up or anything like that. Hulkenberg trying to cook. Hulkenberg trying to cook too hard. But it's unusual he's not out on circuit. So maybe it was just detecting him sort of in the pits a little bit. Lost power. Oh, so Hulkenberg is on track and lost power. So that, unfortunately, well, that's going to be one of the drop places. It's going to go to Nico Hulkenberg. So there we go. We do see a technical issue with one of the cars. I've lost the power. Something's wrong. So Hamilton, 28.6 for Russell, 6 for Norris, 6 for Hamilton. So those are genuinely good laps. And look at the rain. There's rain in the region, isn't there? There's rain in Saudi Arabia. But yeah, so 28.6s are legitimately very, very, very quick times. Very quick times there. Isabel Flug, Russell is the one to be at 28.6. Yeah, but we know Verstappen can come in with a low 28. We think Verstappen might even be able to do like a 27 potentially. So we do have a yellow flag at the moment. We do have a yellow flag right now, just to confirm. Because Nico Hulkenberg has lost power and is off this side of the circuit in the runoff. So I think this could potentially be an issue. Red flag! Red flag, get the red flag emojis out. Get the red emojis out. It's a red flag situation. And that means the timer is paused. So unlike the red flag we saw in FP3, the clock stops now at 10 minutes 58. So the clock has stopped at 10 minutes 58, everyone. I'm not sure what happened here for Hulkenberg to lose power. Maybe it was a bump. I'm looking at the steering wheel. Looking at the steering wheel. Was it all power? What's going on? He's going through the gears. And I think he does hit a bump, and then he just loses. He loses the combustion engine, the ice. So all the electronics are still working, but looks like he loses the combustion. Yes, red flag, everyone. It's a red flag situation. There we go. You can see 11 minutes 58 on the clock. And we have a red flag. Yes, no danger here. He hasn't crashed. He's just he's lost power and he's rolled to the end of the circuit. So no drama, no danger really. To be honest. But yeah, who's lost out with that? Potentially some of the drivers on fast laps. So if you're Russell, Norris or Hamilton, you banked 28.6, and is a 28.6 going to be good enough to get through? Oh, I don't know. It might be really, really, really close. But you'd probably rather have that bank. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is here with Ferrari. Put Zlatan in the car, I say. Lucy, through the first corner, you could hear something with Hulk's car. Yeah, Zlatan is here. Mr. Ibrahimovic is in town. In Saudi Arabia. Thanks, everyone, for the red flags. Making it very... Someone's got a red... Max got a red card. Mac, how did you get that red card emoji? Where have you pulled that out of your pocket from? Can you put that one in again? I look quite like that one. Hulkenberg at least would be P15. Issues for Guan Yu Zhou. Issues for Hulkenberg. So this is Formula 1, running the cars as close as possible to the walls and their technical limits as well. Let Zlatan drive. Welcome, Jay Radjnet Garda. Learjet, Hulk overheated his Ferrari engine when he was stuck behind Sargent. Okay, look at the red flag. Look at these red card emojis. Q2 will resume in 2 minutes. So they just wanted to red flag it so they could just wheel the car off. So they engage the clutch or disengage the clutch and they'll just wheel that car off. And we're going to go again in 2 minutes and we're going to have 11 minutes. So it might change the strategy in terms of the timings a little bit of the runs. Imagine Zlatan fitting into that car. I would love to see a celebrity F1 race. They do it in Formula E. Usain Bolt's been in there. I'm hoping to go into a Formula E car. Zlatan replacement for Beargoat. Yeah, if Bearman wasn't here, they'd just put Zlatan in. But speaking of the Bearman, he is on the move. He is on the move. Ole Bearman actually leading out the train from the pit lane. And presumably he's going to wait at the end at the red light. Red light, red car. It's Ollie Bearman at the top of the pit lane there. Unfortunate for Ollie Bearman. Was he on a flyer? Yeah, you can see. Ollie Bearman did a faster Sector 1 than George Russell and Lewis Hamilton. So Bearman was on the flyer. But he hasn't lost any time per se, like of the session. He'll still go out and get it. Do these red cards means Abra isn't able to drive? Abra is a Pokemon. I know, I did call it. I said I think there's going to be a red flag and there's going to be traffic. That was my hunch. Isabel Flug, they'll all try and set some laps straight away is my guess. Yeah, let's see. Cliff, what happened? What happened is there was a red flag situation because Nico Hulkenberg's car lost power. Maybe an overheating of the Ferrari engine. Peter Bonington is in town, as you might expect. He's working. And the steward has the whistle ready to go. He's going to blow it. When you go to Real World Motorsport, there's a lot of whistling in the pits. All-Star Weekend. You know what? Liberty Media would love an All-Star Weekend. They would love it. Imagine putting like Shaq in. You know, I think it needs to happen. The more F1 becomes like old F1 with like a team, a car dominating, and there's not enough drama. Like it's not like if you think about American football, it's sort of like I know we've had the Kansas team and then the Patriots, but it's like you go in like the franchise system means like anyone should be able to win, and that's kind of what they want to do with Formula One. It's like the lower down you are, the more time you get to spend on development and wind tunnel and whatnot. But the fact is, that's against the DNA of F1. Like the DNA of F1 is that it really rewards those big technological breakthroughs. It's a bit like having a patent. It's like if you get it, you patent it. It's like you have that. So as Formula One sort of like shows its true colours of being this real technical sport, where sometimes you have seasons where drivers are just so much faster, or their cars faster, I wonder if they will do more gimmicky stuff that I will really enjoy. Like added time, extra car mode or something. Or like giving the team... This is the worst idea I've ever had. I've had some bad ideas that I put on YouTube. This is the worst idea. Okay, definitely don't do this. But imagine giving team principals one timeout each during the season where they can bring out a safety car. Like, they would 100% do that. There's probably a board meeting going on there where they're going to be like, that is a great idea. And we can sponsor it. And it can be like the Bud Light timeout. What do you think about that? Right, so we've got 9 minutes to go, or 8.5 minutes to go. Like, because I'm normally about 40 seconds behind. And we'll see who's going to get themselves out of the drop zone. Welcome to the F1 fans in the house. Netkios, my brother was a cameraman. He was in the back seat with Michael Schumacher. Very nice. Oh, Behrman locks up. Behrman locks up into turn 1, I think. So, big lock off from Behrman in his first sector. And you can see, has he bottled it? Has Behrman backed out? Behrman's backed out. Oh, he might have flat spotted the tyres. A big old lock-up from Behrman there. See, he went from doing one of the fastest sectors to now he's going to need to come in and do an emergency different strap. Alonso, 31.9, by the way. I think Verstappen had gone fastest, but then Alonso goes at a 100th quicker. Alonso goes 100th quicker than Verstappen in Sector 1. So keep an eye on the timings then as they're going to come through. We're going to see, is it going to be Russell trying to improve, which I'm not sure he does materially. And then Perez comes through. What's Perez going to do? Perez goes fastest, 28.5. The Red Bull has it. Perez has it. Okay, what about Ricciardo? Ricciardo, he goes P6 very handily, 29 dead. What's the cutoff going to be though? How are you going to get in the top 10 here? Verstappen goes fastest, 28 dead. A second quicker than Hamilton. A second quicker than Piastri. It's obscene by Verstappen here. As we react to these factual events in Jeddah. And factually, Verstappen has gone very, very, very quickly here. What happened to Behrman? Behrman locked up into turn 1. I suspect he will have dived into the pits. They'll have given him a new set of tyres and he's going to go again. So he abandoned that lap. Alonso cooking Nuno Pinto. Alonso has cooked. Alonso's got 28.1. Yet again, is a driver bringing it to Verstappen? Is it going to be the wily old fox, Fernando Alonso? And where's Ricardo? Ricardo is now out. Remember, you need to be in the top 10 here. If you want to get through, you've got to be in the top 10. There's no point really being here if you're not going to be in the top 10. You're going to get kicked out. So it's all about the top 10 shootout. Who are we going to lose? You'd imagine we'd lose Magnussen, but we saw Hülkenberg go through in Bahrain. You'd imagine we'd lose Tsunoda and Ricciardo and Albon. So you'd imagine those are going to be the drivers we're going to lose. We know we're going to lose Hülkenberg. And what about the Bearman? What about the Bearman? Where is Bearman from? We see Bearman. He's he comes from a long lineage of Irish drivers. Bearman. Perez cooked briefly, and Charles Leclerc, meanwhile, I think I missed. Amongst all that, Charles Leclerc sorted in P3. So we're going to get a 27 crew. It's going to be a 27 for pole. Hülkenberg's by the side of the track. He's looking through the barriers. He's looking at the drivers here. Hülkenberg, you're in the elimination zone, mate. You're literally in this session, but he's looking on the outside. Touring car, well, they do the WTCC, don't they? But touring car's a bit weird right now. Why isn't Oscar and Lando moving? It might freeze a little bit. Remember, it's just that's not actually a live. That's just extrapolating the sort of the public available time. It's not actually a GPS tracker on the cars. It's not timing data like that. It's extrapolating. It's a visualization. Transformative. Vlatka, honestly, what Max is doing is a mystery to me. I don't understand. Well, hold that thought, Vlatka. Hold that thought. Roxy noting that Ricciardo was close again, because I wonder if someone's going to be able to do a lap of the gods here. A bit. Do you remember Max was going to do a lap of the gods here in 2022, was it? I can't remember. Remember the one where Alonso was looking? Can someone do a lap of the gods at Jeddah and put it together? Meanwhile, here's Behrman. Behrman on a different strat now. So Behrman, all eyes on Behrman. All eyes on Behrman. Because Behrman is starting his lap, isn't he? So what's it going to be, Sector 1? It doesn't look amazing, but he had a quick Sector 1 before. No, Behrman... No. What is going on with Behrman here? What is Behrman doing? Piastri slots in P4. I think this is a fast lap for Behrman, but I'm not. It's not the fastest sector 1. I'm not even sure it's going to cut it. It's all about Behrman now getting in the top 10. Put your bear emojis in the chat if you want to see the bear getting to the top 10, because he's really off strat now. He's not going to have enough time to come in. So I don't know what they've done on fuel, but he might do a sort of an off lap here after this. Behrman 28 point dead. That is good. Well, it's close. It's damn close here. I don't know. I don't know what Behrman's going to do. I don't know what Behrman's going to do here. I don't know if he's going to go top 10. No, he goes 11th. He doesn't go top 10. He doesn't go top 10, and he can't come in now. Behrman has to stay out. He has to have enough fuel, and he's got to do it on scrub tyres at the end. Behrman in real trouble now. Behrman is in real trouble. Hamilton's in P10. Behrman's in P11. So at the moment, it's Tsunoda. It's Tsunoda who's up there. You know, basically it was a head-to-head between Tsunoda and Behrman. Tsunoda's going to knock Behrman out. And Lance Stroll is coming up with the goods this time, not like in Bahrain. So, what does Behrman do now? Hamilton's washed. What does Behrman do now, everyone? What do you do? Welcome, Martin. Good to see you. Zara said he was going to make it if S3 was solid. Snowline supporting the Papaya Boys. Was it close? It is close. Yeah, it is close. I think it will be close, but I think you can't be expecting a 28.9 to be getting you into Q3 here. I'm on board with Behrman. Oh, he rode a lot of the curb. He rode a lot of the curb, a bit like Hulkenberg did. Oh, and he hit the wall as well. Behrman, he grazed the wall as well. It's the car, and then they rode the curb. He's on the absolute limit, is Behrman. He's on the bleeding edge. I think all the Behrman crew is in the garage, all the bears, Papa Bear, Mama Bear. How much time left? 1 minute 20. Behrman needs to go now. Behrman, this is the lap for Behrman. He doesn't have enough time to get around again. He's stacking up behind Tsunoda. He's going to stack up behind Tsunoda. Oh, it's a head-to-head right now. At this moment in time, it's a head-to-head. If Behrman can beat Tsunoda, he will go through. The 18-year-old. Here we go. This is the end of Q2. We're trying to find the top 10. Hulkenberg had an engine issue. By the way, if you're enjoying this and you're new here, hit that subscribe button. I'm sure we can get to 81,500. Make sure you like the stream as well. But this is it. Russell with a absolutely bonkers S2, I think. Sector 2. So who's going to come over the line? Hamilton. Is Hamilton going to improve? Or is Hamilton going to be at risk? Let's see. Hamilton improves. He's at 0.6. 2 thousandths ahead of Russell. That could be critical. What about Behrman? Behrman with a 32.2. That's better. That's going to do it. That's going to do it for Behrman. If there's no red flag, I reckon Behrman's going to get this done. Keep an eye on Ricciardo, by the way. Eyes on Ricciardo. So we've got Verstappen can just... I don't know what you're doing, Verstappen, mate. You're just showing off now. We don't need to see you set at 123 or something. So really, and same with Perez. Perez is through as well. So and forget Norris. Okay, so what we're looking at Ricciardo. So what's Ricciardo going to do? Can he get his RB Cash App up there? It looks unlikely. So what's Ricciardo going to do? He's P14 right now, and he's going to stay P14. So no can do for Ricciardo. Here comes Tsunoda. Is Tsunoda going to improve? Yes, he does! Oh, it's a 28.5 from Tsunoda. What a no! Behrman hasn't done it. Behrman hasn't done it. Behrman hasn't done it. It might have been enough. It might have been enough if Tsunoda hadn't improved. It might have been enough. Oh, no. The Behrman. Oh, Behrman. Oh. Did he make another mistake or something? It's close. It is close. Surely Verstappen just aborted that lap. No, he actually did it just to show. There was no reason for Verstappen to do it. There's no logical reason for Verstappen to complete that lap. Like, that is a weird psychological thing they're doing there. And Leclerc is still very close behind. Q3 is going to be spicy. Obviously, don't go anywhere for this reaction to factual events. If you want to also react to the events, then it's going to be close. Slow clap for the RB mechanics on Guan Yu Zhou's car. Yeah, join in the slow clap there. You have to time it, though. Verstappen just had that dog in him. I can't imagine any other team where they'd be like, not like, okay, come in now, Verstappen, abort the lap. We don't need to go. Abort the lap. Save the car. Save the tyres. Hamilton on the radio saying, I couldn't improve, mate. Just got no grip. Oh, Ollie Behrman. Ollie Behrman. Oh. It's not going to be the fantasy start, is it? Yeah, there's no shame in it. And how many tenths was he off? Well, he was half a second off Leclerc. And he's come in today. He's done FP3, which has had some red flag in it. And he's come here. I think I said at the beginning, if he could have got through to Q3, that would have been mission success. So he's almost got there. But I think Tsunoda had that dog in him. I think Tsunoda had the dog in him. What do we think about that? Goodness me. That was a very dramatic end there with Behrman. We saw Guan Yu Zhou in the first one. Then it's been Behrman. What's going to happen? What is going to happen? This is such a hard track. It is a hard track. And also, he was giving it everything. Like, he was hitting the wall. He's hit the walls a few times. He was going over the curbs. So, fair play to the Behrman, I think. I think I'm going to just maybe I've been a bit harsh there. But fair play to Behrman. Trying to manifest Leclerc, but it's probably, yes, you're mismanifesting, aren't you? Ricciardo well off. Honestly, is Daniel Ricciardo washed? I'm the person. I did the F1 manager when the game came out. I did the Get Ricciardo to F1 World Champion play-alongs. That was our thing. Get Ricciardo to champion. But I'm just going to put it out there. Like, is Ricciardo washed? Is he washed? I don't know. He may be slightly washed. At least Behrman didn't bin it, yeah, and he got his. You can't ask any more than kissing the walls at Jeddah, like, you know. And maybe he will improve in the race. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Let's not put too much pressure on an 18-year-old. How about that? Ricciardo, however, Ricciardo's old enough to be Behrman's dad. Ricciardo's old enough to be Behrman's great granddad. Half a second behind Tsunoda isn't a good look. Yeah. Shaken, I want Ricciardo to be not washed. I think he may be washed. Bring back Jenson Button. That sounds like a move for the Visa Cash App RBs. Hey, I saw the videos of Ollie and he's impressive. Yeah, he was pushing it. He was definitely pushing it. Legit, Ricciardo ain't better. Stick the fork. Danny is done. Even Snowline saying Ricciardo is perhaps semi-washed. Maybe semi-washed. Hamilton lucky. Davina Perez is the most washed driver. Lots of Bearman in the advert. Is there Bearman in the adverts? I think he is. I love him, but he's been poor past few seasons. Keshav Singh, as a Hamilton fan, this is just frustrating. Russell outperforms him every weekend. I know how you feel. Well, I understand your feeling. I don't necessarily feel very powerfully about it because I think Hamilton is on the decline. And I feel like if Hamilton had a car that could genuinely challenge, I think he could reach in and get that inner Roscoe in him. But I feel like he's on the older. Hulkenberg's just chatting with the steward. He's doing the old Alonso on the deck chair. Here comes Bearman out of the car. Fair play, Bearman. Mark, you talk about washed. Hamilton has the third fastest car on the grid. Where is he? He's in P10. Clorox says they're sabotaging Lulu. Nino, Hulk is chilling. Are we doing the sprint races? There's no sprint race here. Oh my goodness me. Bearman was absolutely on it. Absolutely on it close to the barriers. Joe, when Lewis Hamilton's got the car behind him, when Lewis Hamilton has by far the best car in Formula 1, he is unstoppable. Fredan saying Hamilton washed. Gabriella saying Hamilton not washed. Quad, Hamilton not getting the best support. Lauren, I'm 100% a Ricciardo apologist. The Ricciardo fan club. Lucy, I wonder if Bearman regrets not driving his F2 pole. No. Ralph, Hamilton, another soft potato. What does that mean, soft potato? And why are we so underexposed? Normally, we're very much overexposed. Should we expose a little bit more? There we go. It's a bit more of a dark theme today, isn't it? Fleur's only 2 weekends. What? There's only 2 sprint weekends. What do you mean? Sunil Russell was the same car as Hamilton. That's true, but the car might be set up slightly in favour of one driver. I think Hamilton was saying earlier that he doesn't like at the moment driving a car that has a loose back end, and that's something that Hamilton would never say that before. So Jay says, screw bears. Why is it anti-bear? Oliver Bearman getting the tap from the media lady at Ferrari. She's not going to stab him in the back. We've got some people in the stands. Are they famous people? I don't know. I'm not sure if they're famous. Maybe not famous like us. Life for David saying Lewis saving it when he's in this red. Alexander, too soon to call up Hamilton. It's been 2 weekends. Okay, it's been 2 weekends. Okay, got it. Hamilton usually starts slow. Okay. Cabby, it's an absolute pain watching him. Who are you talking about there? Roxy, I'm just disappointed Gasly is constantly at the bottom. When's his day to shine? It's definitely been red lights for Gasly down at the bottom of the grid, but it's the Alpine. So I think the cars are getting ready for Q3 is underway. Here we go. Q3 underway. Who do I support in F1? I'm a fan of. I like following the stories. I'm not like a neurotic. Like, I'm not like I'm an RB Cash App till I die. I don't have RB Cash App tattoos. Thanks, Vlatka. Any update on Carlos? Apparently, he's had the surgery. Was the latest for us. Lauren, I'm sure Lewis would dominate in one car, but win a lot of drivers. That's true. That is true as well. He's out of surgery. Understood. 25% of the grid are British drivers. I think Alonso is... Albon is... Alonso probably spends a lot of time in the UK. Albon raced under a Thai flag, I believe. Kireth secretly loves sweaty boy George. Gabriella, I think Hamilton is chilling and focusing on the Met Gala. Okay. And Davina says, Carlos doing well. Davina, are you with Carlos? Have you just performed the surgery? Okay, car's out on track. So Hamilton desperately needs to try and work this around. Otherwise, it's going to be another difficult season for Hamilton. We saw George Russell do a lot better in Bahrain than Hamilton did. Who's going to get pole? I'm going to say it's Verstappen. Let us know in the chat right now who you think is going to be getting pole. Yes, Sainz did have a smooth operation. He operated on himself. Gabriella says Hamilton going to get pole. Cliff says Ferrari for pole. Kiefer Russell P3. George says Alfonso. Nuno Alfonso. Snowline wants Max. It's a solid bet. Okay, well, we're going to find out, basically. We're going to find out. Who will be number 2? That's the real question. Ricardo says Leclerc. Joe Mama says Alfonso. CC Stroll. Davina says Aston, and Carlos Sainz says he's doing well. Very nice. Board Verstappen. Yeah, maybe Alfonso for P2. Let's see. A lot of people saying Alfonso for P2, and you can see he's winding up to start his lap. So what's the order going to be here? I think it's going to be Hamilton, who's going to be the driver setting the first lap here. But a 32.4 is not a great sector 1. It's not a great sector 1 by any stretch of the imagination. Okay. What's Hamilton going to do? 28.5? Is it possible? Has Hamilton backed out? He's on a worse sector 2 as Hamilton. 28.8. Ugh. Brother, ugh. What's that, brother? Not a good lap, because Russell goes 28.3. Russell goes half a second quicker than Hamilton. Washed is the question mark. Right, Piastri. What about Piastri? Piastri 28.3. Oh, okay, right. But is Verstappen going to come out and do a 27? That's the big question. That's the big damn question. Norris not with a great lap. So Russell beating Hamilton, Piastri beating Norris. And what about Tsunoda? What can Tsunoda do? The unexpected driver here. He did a 0.5 before, he did 0.9 now. And Sergio Perez, meanwhile, Verstappen is just absolutely lighting it up. Look at that sector 1 from Verstappen. 31.7. Are you mad, son? Perez, 27.8 from Perez. Can Verstappen beat Perez? Or is Perez going to be on pole? That's a great lap. Alfonso's up there as well. What about Verstappen? 27.4. Call it. Call it. It's done. Season's done. Season's done. Season's done. It's over. It's over. It's over. He's got a second and a half quicker than Hamilton. He's got a second and a half quicker than Hamilton. It's done. It's over. Wrap this thing up. Wrap that up. He's out. He says done a 27.4. I can't tell you how quick that is. I can't tell you how quick. I can't tell you. That's just like, I think that's genuinely demoralizing to other drivers. Like, the other drivers must say done with Max. I agree. Max equals GOAT. Why are you comparing Max with Lewis? Because 2 years ago, this was the battle. 2 years ago, it went down to the last race and the last few corners. And now, it's a second and a half gap here. I don't understand your question. I gotta be honest. Cue up the anthem. Right, okay. But we saw this a little bit at Bahrain. Do you remember? Got a little bit overexcited at Bahrain. We're going to see one more set of laps here. We're going to see one more set of laps. That's 3 years ago. Yeah, but wasn't 2020... 2020 was 2 years ago, right? Wasn't... You know, when COVID started, that was 2 years ago, right? Right? I must break you, yeah. Isabel Flug, I honestly believe that Red Bull don't... I completely agree. I completely agree. It's the same we saw with Mercedes, with you know, when Rosberg and Hamilton started to fight each other, suddenly they're like seconds a lap quicker. Do you have to repeat everything, say 5 times over? Do I have to repeat? Okay, so what's going to happen now then? Is Leclerc on a slightly different strategy? Why is Leclerc out? GP is just... Remember that grin GP gave in Bahrain? I mean, this is just ridiculous. This is just... It's like... It's just obscene. Like, I'm trying to... It's basically a second quicker than Russell. Piastri is more than a second quicker than Norris. What's that, brother? People not on TikTok won't get it. They should give Max a trophy now and let Liam finish out the season. Yeah, I mean, Alonso's maybe get caught in the washer. Leclerc, I don't know. It just feels very weird on new tyres, very difficult to drive. So we are going to see the last runs. Welcome, Christopher Lee, the famous actor, Ollie, Henry, Forsome, Fukinese. But we're going to be here all season. I love Formula 1. I love motorsport. I'm here all season through thick and thin. It doesn't matter. It's all the same to me. So if you're not subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button. Maybe we can get to 81,500. Someone's had enough. They're like, I'm done with this. Dutch anthem intensifies. You won't regret it. We also do an F1 podcast on the channel. A lot of F1 content that I hope you're really going to enjoy. The F1 podcast for this week is going to come out on Tuesday, by the way. It'll be out on Tuesday, the F1 podcast. We're going to shoot it on... we're going to shoot it and we're going to spend a bit more time and do it on Tuesday. Oh, look at this. No, that was it. It was just a short burst this time. Red Bull needs to slow down. Hagen Rosberg did not deserve this championship title. Kabir said, if I'm done with this season, see you in 2025. It might be more of the same in 25, mate. But can anyone, if you can do a superhuman lap, I'm talking lap of the gods, and why can't Perez do it? Like, can Perez do a lap of the gods here? I mean, what does this do for Perez's, like, mental health? Honestly, I'm not joking about it. Like, if you spent your whole life being a racing driver and you're in exactly the same car and you're just getting, like, rinsed, you will get to know the Dutch anthem. Maybe the other drivers should start drinking Red Bull. Thanks, Matt McGuigan, with the red card. Best F1 coverage. Well, if you like this, we're going to be... So, I'm going to be we're live streaming the race tomorrow, obviously. But I'm also live streaming the Formula E next weekend. And that's official with the official... we've got official footage and stuff like that. You know, so... you may enjoy that because Formula E, they don't really know who's going to win. If you saw the bet that the CEO did, we betted like £250,000 or something. Okay, so Hamilton's going to lead us off here, I believe. I think it's going to be Hamilton. Is anyone going to do a lap of the gods? Josh, I'll see you in 2094. Yeah, Max Verstappen's like a 83-time world champion. Okay, is anyone going to do a lap of the gods? Hamilton, what you got in Sector 1? I want to see a 0.2. I want to see a 0.2 at the highest. What do you have? Russell's on a decent one, maybe. Hamilton, what are we going to see? 0.2 or lower? 0.2 or lower? No. Washed. What about Russell? Is Russell going to go fast in the Hamilton Sector 1? Because if he does... No, Russell backed out. Russell's made a mistake. Is there yellow flags? No, Russell's made a mistake there. Yeah, Russell's backed out. Maybe has he stopped? Has Russell hit the wall or something, or did he just let him through? Maybe Russell's backed out there. So mistake from Russell. He must have done track limits there through that chicane. So Verstappen on the move now as well. Hamilton with a 27.8 in Sector 2. I mean, goodness me. Look at that sector time from Verstappen compared to Hamilton. But Norris and Piastri, quite similar to that sector time from Verstappen. We want purple. We want purple sectors. We want someone... If someone can break a lock, the max purple sector lockout, that would be amazing. Oh, Perez goes close. From these laps, Perez goes close. Right, we're going to see the driver. So Hamilton goes 28.4. 28.4 for Hamilton. Stroll starts this lap. What about Norris? Will Norris go quicker than Hamilton? Yes, he does. 28.1 for Norris, which was a good lap about 20 minutes ago, but now it's like in the last decade. What about Piastri? Will Piastri beat Norris? Yes, he does. The story continues. I'm backing Piastri. I think Piastri has got a bit more. He's just a bit more calm and collected. I think he's just got more pace than Lando Norris. What about Verstappen? Verstappen doesn't improve, but he still does a 27.6, even on his slower lap. He's still got pole on his slower lap. Alonso, huge slipstream. But he doesn't now. Alonso is going to struggle to get something now. But will Alonso say, well, Alonso, hang on a second, it's only Charles Leclerc. Keep an eye on Leclerc. Because otherwise Alonso's not in danger unless Stroll is going to do it, which he won't. So keep an eye on Leclerc. Keep an eye on Leclerc here. Here we're going to be. This is going to be the end of qualifying. Can Leclerc go P3? He goes P2. Oh, it's not that far away from that lap. But remember, Verstappen did a 27.4. So Verstappen is still about 3/10. Verstappen is still about 3/10. But again, Leclerc, unfortunately, it's an even bigger gap than Bahrain. Bahrain was 2/10. This is 3/10. So, and Alfonso P4. And what about Lance Stroll? He's at the back. So what that means is the gap has actually got bigger. Max has actually extended his gap. And, you know, when you extrapolate it, if it's something like a 60-lap race and you take 3/10 a lap, it's a ridiculous amount of time, basically. It's a ridiculous amount of time. It's like it's that 20-second gap. Charles manifesting a Charles win. Well, we'll have to see. Charles is going to be on the front row, and anything can happen. Anything can happen, especially at Saudi. That run down into the first corner. Will we see some bowling, or will Verstappen get it away? So at least it's not a Red Bull lockout. If you want to see some sort of potential variance, it's not a Red Bull lockout here. Leclerc has managed to just get inside of Perez and make it a Ferrari sandwich. Max didn't even do a second lap. Oh, did he abort it? Well, no, he did, though, because he just, it wasn't quicker, basically. Both laps, yeah, that's the point. Both of his laps would have been pole, which is really scary. Like, he did 2 laps that would have been pole. And he probably didn't need to push it too much in the second lap because there's no point putting it in the wall when you're already on pole. Is that a full second further than Q1? It might well be, pretty much. Well, I think they were low 28s, weren't there? Yeah, it was 2, yeah. Crofty's blown a gasket. Is it gasket or gasket? I don't know. But let's run through. Verstappen P1, Leclerc P2. This is your grid for tomorrow. Sergio Perez P4, Fernando P3, Fernando Alonso P4, Oscar Piastri P5, Lando Norris P6. And then we've got George Russell and Lewis Hamilton starting together 7th and 8th. Yuki Tsunoda, I think, is almost my midfield driver of qualifying, if that's a thing, in P9. And Lance Stroll is 6-7 tenths behind his teammate. There is so much variance in between teammates here. Look at the I know. Don't worry. I'm going to... Verstappen and Perez, look at the massive difference. Leclerc and Behrman, yes, Behrman's a rookie. Still a big difference. Alonso and Stroll, massive difference. Piastri and Norris, there's not a big difference, but Piastri, the rookie, he's no longer a rookie, but the much more inexperienced driver doing better. Same with Russell, the much more inexperienced driver doing better. Tsunoda absolutely wiping the floor with Ricciardo. We remember Tsunoda thought he was unfairly treated in Bahrain by the team. And what more can you do than just prove it here? That's one sandwich I would be hungry for. I'm hungry for food generally because I haven't eaten. I'm super hungry. Oscar had back-to-back F2 wins here, so Oscar likes the circuit. Patrick says Perez is always 0.3 behind Max for years. C saying Oliver did well. Yes, indeed. Charles Leclerc. Is that Ollie Behrman's dad there saying thanks to Charles Leclerc? I'm not sure. But Leclerc again, you know, everyone's got to be a little bit of a tifosi, right? Underneath. We're all a little bit of a tifosi because if Ferrari can bridge that gap, then I would love to see a battle between Leclerc and Verstappen at the top. And I hate seeing Leclerc just sort of wasted like this, where he's wiped the floor with everyone else, but it's almost irrelevant because Verstappen's so far ahead, and it really pains me. Because I feel like Leclerc is a nice guy. And he's been through some thick periods, and he's got a lot of stuff on his shoulders being the de facto lead driver for Ferrari. It says Max already in Australia. Yeah, well, I think the Red Bull is just supremely quick, but you can say, does that mean Leclerc is just a much better driver than Ferrari? Is no one really knows, right? You never really know. But yeah, again, it sort of closed a little bit at the end. But was Leclerc on the ragged edge, and did Max basically put a banker lap in his banker lap? There's been a few people saying it in chat that actually maybe Red Bull don't really have the car turned on max, like maximum speed. The engine might be tuned down, and that's a really scary thought. Khalil Bashir is doing the post race. Not sure who Khalil is, but okay. Yeah, I want to see like Verstappen and Leclerc in the same machinery. Like, I kind of get the Rosberg thing now. I kind of get why he's so neurotic about it. Blackbear Singh says, get in. Not speed. I mean, someone doing the commentary. It's all in-house here. It's all in-house. We're not... Don't mistake us for Sky Sports. No one would. Roxy, looks like Max will take the lap record tomorrow. Yeah. Hey, it's Amy. Charles didn't have any issues. Charles did graze. He had a complaint earlier, and he was complaining. Yeah, he had a complaint earlier about maybe running over something, didn't he? So we'll see. Welcome, Manfred. Dimitri as well. Cliff's going out for a nice cold beer. Yeah, so we're going to be back tomorrow for the race. So we'll be back at 4 p.m. Saturday, I believe, for the watch along, the reaction to factual events, which hopefully is going to be exciting. But I'm going to be here, and hopefully we can just do the watch along uninterrupted and just sort of react to it and see how it's going. But I was really harsh this time last week, where I said I felt frustrated that the other drivers weren't really showing that emotion of, real desire to sort of get a max. But now I understand it a bit more. I think, what can you do? Like, they sort of know they can give everything. I'm not even sure it's possible. He is so far ahead. And it's not like tennis, where you had sort of like in recent years Federer, Djokovic, Nadal, all battling. Or in the Premier League, you have like Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, it's just, this is so clear. But that's the way Formula One goes. This is a real technical championship. And unlike a football club where it's still essentially 11, where 18 players and a manager, and then sports science and whatnot, this is really focused on those technical advancements by the team back at the factory. And you reap the rewards. Is it Joshua Ngannou? That's what I would love to do, a watch along of Joshua Ngannou on a watch along channel. So I'd love to do that. That's why I really want to set that up. So Sunday's my day for that. But yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks Vlatka, Lucy, C, George, Zara, Mac, Net Kiosk, Chaya, Amy, Bonus, Tane, Patrick. Make sure to join the Discord. It's discord.gg/Kireth if you want to see the F1 chat there. Send me any questions. Otherwise, I'm going to end the stream here, and it will take you to the page for tomorrow. So please do leave a like on that. If you haven't seen the F1 podcast we did for this week, go to my channel. It's one of the most recent videos, the F1 breaking news show. Go and check it out. But otherwise, I'm going to get some food. There we go. Vlatka's got it. Amazing. Thank you so much. Mods do a great job. And I will see you tomorrow. We'll be here, and we'll see what happens. Thank you so much.